Now, I am a massive Hyte fan. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I've been using a Hyte Y70 with full Arctic fans for a while as my daily computer. However, pretty much every single Hyte build I see is overly full with RGB and lights, mine included. Now here we are, and let me present you the clean Hyte Y70 PC build I've just done. Now if you're building the PC yourself, you can put together a PC like this for around 2,500 bucks. Now yes, it seems like a lot, but you're getting very high-end components. At the core of the build, we have a Ryzen 7 9800X 3D paired with an RTX 5070 Ti. And right here, our choices begin, because we've went with a very simple PNY 5070 Ti triple fan OC. Fully black, nothing special, no RGB, very simple box. But PNY, I made a dedicated video to the brand. They are an American brand which have been around for a while, and they make good products. This graphics card is no exception. However, it's all black, very clean, but that's the theme of the build. It's also why we didn't overspend on our motherboard, because this is gonna be a gaming PC. So we didn't need any fancy connectivity, we just wanted Wi-Fi. So we went with this Gigabyte B850 Wi-Fi 6 motherboard, simple name, simple motherboard. Doesn't even have an M.2 heatsink, which is something to keep in mind, because if you wanna put a drive that runs hot in it, you're not gonna be happy. But thankfully, we went with the very staple on the channel Kingston NV3, which is a 6,000 megabytes per second drive, as you can see with the Crystal Disk Mark score, which even without a heatsink, under full load, runs at just 70 degrees. So it can stay with no heatsink, which for a Gen 4 drive is quite the accomplishment, because it is not pushed to the edge of Gen 4 connectivity, and it is extremely reliable. That's also why we went with some plain black Patriot Viper RAM. Now these are still 6,000 megahertz with decent latency. That's basically all you need for a 9800X 3D, because any extra performance you can extract yourself by tweaking the timing. Here at ImWateringPSUs, we do wash hardware, and when we don't, we are tweaking hardware. So I have a full guide on how to make your RAM go faster. It's on the channel. I also give some timings which you can copy, and you can get quite a few extra FPS by just lowering the latency on these Ryzen chips and also raising the Infinity Fabric frequency. It's a key point of tuning your Ryzen. You want it to match one-to-one the IMC. It's very important. For cooling, we went with the Hyte Thick Q60. And now this cooler has been out for a while, but I couldn't get one. It was out of stock for a while, I wasn't able to get one. First of all, I have to say, like, the name is legit, like this thing is massive, but this was the best unboxing experience I've had on an all-in-one forever, for the longest period. I mean, you open it up, you have to rip apart a little piece of paper to even open the box. Everything is just tidy, covered up. The accessories just make sense. The cover for the thermal paste pre-applied doesn't come off randomly, which happens usually. And also, there are 0 cables coming out of the water block. They all connect to the actual radiator itself, where also the pump is on the back. It comes with fans pre-applied as intake, because it's meant to be mounted like this, and because the fans are especially engineered to be able to push through such a thick radiator. Because listen, technology to fans is pretty complicated, gets pretty deep. And it's not that simple as to get a fan that goes fast, make it push through basically a concrete wall, okay? You need static pressure, you need a fan that doesn't leak by the sides. And these are special fans, and they look nice. I went with the Panda Hyte Y70 case. So basically Panda is black on the inside and white on the outside, and the same is the Thick Q60. They have various colors on the website. I also love the RGB accent on top of the radiator. Of course, you get this massive customizable screen, which, by the way, you can take off relatively easy. So it's not really in the way when you're actually building the computer, which is also nice. You can rotate it, angle it as much as you please. And to complete the build, I then went with a non-ATX 3.0 1200 watt 80 plus platinum power supply from iTech, the PF1200. The choice was solely based on price, because it was an extremely cheap unit with great specs and great value for money for the price we paid. You could probably get the PC for even cheaper, because 1200 watts is definitely overkill. I just bought it because it was on offer and because the guy said he may be wanting to upgrade to 5090 relatively soon. So the build is ready for 5090. It doesn't have to change anything. You can just slot it in, take out this one, put in the 5090. Now, with hardware aside, let me tell you, I was very surprised by the software Hyte is providing you for the Q60. This thing is not a simple only one software. This thing reminds me of the Valkyrie software, which was crazy good, but this one is even better. This thing controls your whole PC. It is so in-depth, I could make a whole video about it, but there are probably other ones on the internet. I'm just gonna tell you the things I like the most. Basically, you can customize everything about the screen itself. It's basically a full screen and they give you a lot of pre-made, very cool backgrounds. And the way you can customize the sensors is very in-depth. You can display the name of your CPU, you can display the percentage of usage, but if you go and check out the actual sensors inside the software, it basically has more sensors than hardware monitor. It's basically hardware info packed into a very cool graphics UI. And you can also do a fan tuning like Asus ROG motherboards do, and it's a very big selling features for them, like it's the reason why I prefer them. And this software does it even to your graphics card. Very good, and lets you choose between curves later. It decides the best for you, but also allows you to choose which one you want. Truly impressive, and Hyte delivered. Now let me tell you my honest review. Case is very expensive. The water cooler is extremely expensive. It is though a very good performer. I'm gonna show you the results right now. This thing is running cool. The 9900X3D is not breaking a sweat. And if you watch my channel, you can compare my numbers with my videos on the 420mm NZXT water cooler. You can compare it to the Arctic water cooler. This thing is right there on the edge. And it's just a dual fan, only one water cooler. And it's chart topping. Very good performance, very quiet, the pump, you can't hear it. Costs a lot of money, but if you want the screen, if you want the software, if you want the ecosystem of Hyte products, which is getting bigger and bigger, they have keyboards, they have a lot of cool stuff. You can also get the case with the infinity mirror on display. It's worth it, okay? It's high-end stuff that's actually worth the money. There's a big difference between overpriced stuff and expensive stuff that's worth the money. This one is in the latter. So fully recommended from me. I like the build and I hope you guys are gonna like the black and white, no RGB theme going on with it. Let me know if you would change anything. And with that said, I hope to see you guys in another video very soon. Bye bye.